My body would wake up, but my brain would not stop. Thoughts about the past, anxiety about the future, imaginary arguments with people who were not even awake yet. Overthinking was not a symptom anymore. It was a lifestyle. Until I changed one thing: my morning. Today, I'm going to show you the exact morning routine that finally gave my brain the space it needed to breathe. Built entirely on neuroscience, not just motivation. Chapter 1: Why your brain spirals in the morning. Most people think overthinking starts because of something they did wrong, a bad habit, a lack of discipline, too much screen time. But the truth is, it starts long before you make a single conscious choice. It starts the moment you wake up. When your eyes first open, your brain is in a fragile, highly impressionable state. It is transitioning from delta and theta waves, deep rest, into alpha, the relaxed, imaginative state where your mind is most programmable. But instead of easing into the day, most of us jump straight into anxiety. Why? Because your default mode network, the brain system responsible for daydreaming, self-talk, and inner narratives, turns on immediately. And if it is not guided, it goes rogue. It starts scanning for threats, reviewing regrets, anticipating problems. This is what your brain does when it has no direction. It spirals inward. Add to that the morning cortisol spike, your natural stress hormone rising with the sun, and suddenly you're awake, but you are not stable. That is why overthinking feels worst in the morning. Your brain is not broken. It is just defaulting to protection mode. So before you try to be productive or think positive, you have to understand this. Your brain is not calm by default. It must be calmed by design. And that is what this morning routine does. It gives your brain a new pattern, a new way to start, so the spiral never begins at all. Chapter 2. Step 1. Start with stillness, not stimulation. The first few minutes after you wake up decide the entire tone of your mind. But what do most of us do? We reach for our phone. Instantly, almost without thinking. That single act, checking notifications, opening messages, scrolling for just a second, does not just distract you. It rewires you. Because in that moment, you are training your brain to chase stimulation, not settle into clarity. Here is what happens behind the scenes. Your dopamine system, which fuels desire, craving, and anticipation, lights up. Your brain begins scanning, scrolling, refreshing, seeking. You did not choose to overthink. You just handed your focus to a machine designed to fragment it. And now, you're in a loop. Your brain is alert, but not focused. Awake, but anxious. You just poured gasoline on the fire. So what do you do instead? Start with stillness. Before reaching for anything, even coffee, give yourself 2 minutes of silence. No input, no effort. Just sit or lie down. Place one hand on your chest. Feel your breath. And ask yourself, what is happening inside me right now? You are not trying to fix it. You are simply letting your brain arrive before it is assigned. This simple pause, just 2 to 5 minutes, activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signals safety to your brain, and creates space between you and your spirals. Because when you do not start your day in stillness, the world decides what you think, and when you do, you reclaim the script. Excellent. Now let's move into one of the most effective tools to disarm overthinking before it gains momentum. Writing, not thinking. Chapter 3. Step 2. Dump the loop before it begins. Here is something nobody tells you. Overthinking is not about thinking too much. It is about thinking the same things over and over and over again. That is not thinking. That is looping. And unless you interrupt that loop early, your brain will keep running those same thought circuits because the mind hates unfinished business. This is where a simple but powerful practice comes in. stream of consciousness journaling. No structure, no grammar, no dear diary. Just dump it. Wake up. Grab a pen. Open your notebook or phone. Set a timer for 5 minutes and start writing whatever is in your head. Even if it is just, I do not know what to write. I feel tired. I'm nervous about today. What if I mess up that meeting? Why do I always do this? That is exactly the point. You are not writing for insight. You are writing for release, to give your brain an outlet that is not your nervous system. Because when you write things down, especially the stuff you're not proud of, not ready to solve, or not sure you even understand, you create psychological distance. Your thoughts are no longer swirling inside you. They are on a page, and now they can breathe. You do not have to fix them. You just have to put them somewhere. Overthinking thrives in silence. This breaks that silence. And over time, it will become your morning mind's exhale. Great. Now let us give your overthinking mind something even more powerful than logic. Movement. Chapter 4. Step 3. Add forward motion to break the loop. When you feel stuck in your head, your first instinct might be to figure it out. But here's the truth. You cannot think your way out of a feeling that lives in your body. Overthinking often begins when the mind wakes up, but the body does not. You're alert, but frozen. No wonder your thoughts spin. They are the only part of you moving. That is why the third step in this routine is not mental. It is physical. Because the simplest, most underused way to reset your brain is to move your body forward. You do not need to work out. You do not need equipment or motivation. You just need to move. Ideally through bilateral motion, walking, stretching, reaching across your body. This type of movement activates both hemispheres of the brain and begins to calm the limbic system, the center of emotional overwhelm. Start with 5 to 10 minutes, a walk outside, gentle stretching, even swaying in place with your breath. Add in rhythm, music if that helps, and your brain starts syncing to it. It gives your nervous system something predictable, something safe, and slowly, the noise in your head begins to fade because motion signals to your mind, we are not stuck. We are not in danger. We are moving. We are okay. Overthinking is not a character flaw. It is a system overload. And movement clears the system. Fantastic. Now let us teach your brain what to do with all that new clarity before it slips back into the spiral. Chapter 5. Step 4. Give your brain a job before it finds one. Here is something wild. Your brain hates having nothing to do. If you do not give it a task in the morning, it will find one on its own. Usually something like replaying yesterday's embarrassment, worrying about things beyond your control, or catastrophizing your inbox. Why? Because the human brain defaults to problem scanning when idle, especially in the morning when cortisol is still high and focus has not yet been directed. So this step is simple, but powerful. Give your brain a job before it invents one. It is called the 3-point focus prompt. Right after your movement practice, take 60 seconds and write or speak these 3 things. 1 intention. What quality do I want to bring into today? Today, I choose to be patient. 1. Gratitude. What small thing am I thankful for right now? My breath feels calm. 1 inquiry. What question am I holding gently today? What would enough look like for me? This primes your prefrontal cortex, the planning, reasoning, emotionally balanced part of your brain, to take the wheel before your fear brain gets a chance. It is not a to-do list, it is a mental compass. Because when you do not tell your brain where to go, it goes wherever the anxiety is loudest. This is your gentle redirection, back to center. Let's go. Now we'll tackle the single most dangerous and invisible trigger of overthinking, the dopamine hijack that happens before most people even brush their teeth. Chapter 6, Step 5. Delay the dopamine hit. This might be the hardest step, but it is also the one that changes everything. Your brain is not designed to handle instant dopamine hits the moment it wakes up, but that is exactly what happens when you open your phone. Notifications, red badges, endless scroll. Reward, reward, reward. It feels harmless, but what you're actually doing is training your brain to expect chaos. Every app is designed on a variable reward schedule, the same psychological model used in slot machines. You never know what you will get, so you keep checking. And when you do this first thing in the morning, your brain's dopamine system gets hijacked before you have even had water. Now your baseline is broken. You're jumpy, restless, easily bored. You crave stimulation, even if it exhausts you. And that is a perfect storm for overthinking. So here's your challenge. Delay screen time for at least 30 minutes after waking. During that time, you have already done stillness, journaling movement, mental direction. And now, you are no longer reacting to your phone. You are responding from stability. If you need a morning replacement, light a candle, drink water mindfully, open a window, listen to soft music, or just sit. These low dopamine habits restore sensitivity to joy, peace, and presence. Because if you give your brain junk stimulation first thing, it will only crave junk all day. Wonderful. Let us now bring it all together with the final insight, the one that makes this routine stick. Chapter 7. Consistency beats complexity. Here's what you need to know. This routine did not fix my overthinking overnight. It did not rewire my brain in 3 days. It did not feel profound at first. In fact, it felt simple. Too simple. No productivity hacks. No perfect journaling. No cold plunge at 5 a.m. Just small, gentle acts repeated. And that is exactly why it worked. Your brain does not need dramatic change. It needs consistent safety over time. Something it can expect each morning that tells it, you're okay. You are not in danger. You are not behind. This routine works not because it is flashy, but because it is repeatable. Let us recap what it actually includes. Stillness. Create space before stimulation. Mental dump. Clear loops through unfiltered writing movement. Signal safety through forward motion. Focus prompt. Assign your brain meaning before it seeks threat. Dopamine delay. Protect your attention from instant hijack. None of these require perfection, but when done daily, even imperfectly, they teach your nervous system how to start from peace. This is not a morning routine. It is a retraining of trust in your body, in your thoughts, in the rhythm of your own day. Because the opposite of overthinking is not more thinking. It is quiet. Repetition. And slowly learning to be okay before there is a reason to be perfect. Let's close your video with a message that truly lingers. Soft, steady, and strong. Let your morning think for you. Overthinking used to start my day before I even stood up. I would open my eyes and feel like I was already behind. My brain sprinting through worst-case scenarios, imaginary arguments, half-written regrets. It felt like waking up in a storm every single morning. But then I stopped trying to fix my overthinking, and instead, I began teaching my mornings how to hold me. Gently, quietly, repeatedly. And slowly, something shifted. The storm still comes, but it does not sweep me away anymore. Because now I have a rhythm, a breath, a beginning that thinks for me, before my thoughts try to spiral out of control. So, if you are someone who lives in your head, who wakes up already in fight or flight, this is for you. Try just one step from today. Not all 5, just one. Maybe it is 2 minutes of stillness. Maybe it is writing down whatever is screaming in your head. Maybe it is choosing not to open your phone. Just once. And then try again tomorrow. Let the practice be imperfect. Let it be human. Because healing from overthinking is not about changing who you are. It is about giving your mind a better way to begin. And hey, if this helped, hit that like button, subscribe, or share this with someone who wakes up the same way you used to. You are not broken. You are just a brain that has been overloaded for too long. And now, you are giving it space to breathe.